Bonjour et bienvenue. In this video, we are going to discuss about the difference between these two prepositions dont and on, which share the same meaning in, but we can't interchange them. Some specific rules are there which need to be focused upon while framing a sentence using dont and on, as we can't interchange them. So what are these specific rules? We are going to discuss in this video such rules along with the examples in French. Though on has many meanings too other than this in, and on can be used as different grammatical concept other than the preposition. But in this video, we are going to discuss on as a preposition referring the meaning in, and how this on differs from though, which share the same meaning in. So what are these specific rules which need to be focused upon while framing a sentence using these two prepositions? So let's start.
So now, look at the first rule which marks the difference between these two words do and on having the same meaning in. This rule is very important, so listen very carefully. Do is to be used when it indicates time linked with future. When time is linked with future, then we can use do having the meaning in. On is used when it is indicating a duration of time. When the time duration is given, then we can use on having the meaning in. Now look at the example of do first of all. So the first example is Moutran partira dans une heure. Moutran partira dans une heure. My train will leave in an hour. So here the statement is clearly indicating that my train hasn't left still, but it will leave in an hour in the near future. In the coming 1 hour, it will leave. That's why we are using do here, having the meaning in. Now look at the second example. Je dois faire ce travail dans 2 heures. Je dois faire ce travail dans 2 heures. I have to do this work in 2 hours. Sometimes this do can be translated in English as within as well. In or within, both. So, je dois faire ce travail in 2 hours or within 2 hours. Again, this time is indicating, this time of 2 hours is indicating, is linked with the future again. That means I haven't started my work yet, but I have to complete my work in the coming 2 hours. Okay, so again the time is linked with the future. That's why we have used do here. Now look at the example of for, where we will use the duration of time. How come? The example of O is le TGV fait Paris-Marseille en 3 heures. La TGV, it's the train à grande vitesse. It's a super fast train of France, so it's a short form of that train, the TGV. So it covers the distance from Paris to Marseille in 3 hours. That means the 3 hour is indicating the journey or the time which this train is taking between these two cities, Paris and Marseille. So Paris is the capital of France, and Marseille is one of the you can say most important cities of France other than Paris. So le TGV fait Paris-Marseille en 3 heures. This train takes 3 hours to cover the distance from Paris to Marseille. So here 3 hours is clearly indicating the duration of time. That's why we have used or here. Now look at these two sentences which have almost, or you can say which have the same grammatical structure. I have taken them deliberately to understand the concept, or to understand this rule more effectively, like do and on. So the first sentence is Je le ferai dans trois jours, and the next sentence Je le ferai en trois jours. In English, we can easily translate these two sentences, which are quite similar. We can translate them as I will do it in 3 days. But the meaning which these two sentences are conveying is entirely different when we are using do and when we are using o. So be cautious in using do and o. So look at the first example where we are using o. Je le ferai dans 3 jours. When we use do in a sentence, it is clearly indicating that I haven't started my work yet, but I will do it in the next 3 days. Again, when we are using do, it indicates the time which is linked with future. Okay, but the next sentence is indicating its meaning refers to I I need these 3 days to do my work, to complete my work. So the second sentence where we are using o, it is indicating the duration of 3 days which I need to complete my work. So be cautious in using do and o, as according to this rule, you have to keep this in mind. This do is linked with do is to be used when the time is linked with future, and o when the time duration is given. So now focus on the next rule where we can use o having the meaning in. When o is linked with these verbs, habiter to live, être to be, and travailler to work, in to live in, to be in, to work in, with the name of the countries which are feminine in gender, and all the continents having the reference to live in, to be in, to work in, we have to use on. Like with the name of the continents, on Nazi, which means in Asia, and on Europe, in Europe. It's on Europe, in Europe. So with the name of the continents having the reference in, we have to use on. With the name of the countries which are feminine in gender and having the reference of to work, to live and to be, we have to use en, like j'habite en France, j'habite en Inde. I live in France or I live in India. France and India both are feminine gender countries. That's why we have to use en having the meaning in. I live in. I live in France, j'habite en France, j'habite en Inde. And again, if you have to use être verb, je suis en France, I am in France, je suis en Inde, I am in India. Again, je travaille, I work in France or I work in India. Je travaille en France or je travaille en Inde. Okay. So in these cases, you have to use or. It's compulsory. Now look at the another rule having the use of though. Though must be used when an object or person is inside. And there is a reference of an object or person who is inside. Now look at the example. Having an object first of all. Le livre est dans le cartable. Le livre est dans le cartable. The book is in the bag. So here we are telling the location of the book which is in the bag, inside the bag. That's why we have to use do. Again, do is to be used with a person where we are showing the location of that person who is inside, like elle est dans la cuisine. Elle est dans la cuisine. She is in the kitchen. So here we are showing her location. She is in the kitchen. Okay. So here we If we use "o" in these sentences, it will be grammatically incorrect. Now look at the rule of "o" again, where we can use "o" is used with years, the name of the year. Like we are in like 2024, so it will be "en 2024." 2024. So if you are referring to a specific year, you have to use "o" having the meaning in. En 2024 or 2024 in the year 2024. With the name of the months, you have to use "en" like "en janvier", "en mars", "in January", "in March". Suppose if you have to say in the month of January, then the phrase will differ, of course. Au mois de janvier, au mois de mars. In the month of January, in the month of March. But if we are using only "in", then we can easily use "I work in January". Then we can say "Je travaille au janvier". "Je travaille au janvier". In this sense, we can use with the name of the months, you have to use "en". With the name of the seasons, you have to use "en", like "en été", "en hiver", "en automne", "in summer", "in winter", "in autumn". Okay, in summer, in winter, in autumn, en été, en hiver, en automne. But with the spring season, you have to use "au printemps", "au printemps". Okay, so with the name of the seasons, you have to use "en". Now with the name of the languages, if you have any reference of language in a sentence, you have to use "en", having the meaning in. En espagnol in Spanish, en anglais in English, en français in French, en espagnol, en anglais, and en français. Okay? Like the sentence goes, j'écris en français, I write in French. J'écris en français, I write in French. So this is the rule of "o", where we have to use "o" with years, months, seasons, and languages. If you think that the video has been fruitful for you or helpful for you, so please do share it with French language learners and do subscribe the channel as well. So hope to meet you soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Au revoir.